Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Sunday, the 11th of October. And yes, it's Bledisloe Cup Day. It's been 400 days since the All Blacks have played a test match in New Zealand. But you know what, folks? It's going to happen today. Is it 400 days or over 400 days? Anyway, who cares? It's been a long time and we will have it back today, along with, of course, your Mitre 10 Cup action. And also Farah Palmer Cup action. So lots of rugby coming up. We'll also bring you up to speed on the golf. We've had three players in big championships this weekend to catch up on. We've got the Roland Garros, we've got the French Open. Has reached finals stage. We've also got the Giro d'Italia in its day ahead of the rest day, and unfortunately we've lost one of the major players in that to coronavirus. We've got an update from the Formula One, the NBA, the NRL, where the Eagles have been dumped out, and also from the Paralympic New Zealand Shorts Course Championships as well. So lots and lots of news to bring you up to date with today. Hi, I'm Paul, your host this morning, and this is your best way to start the day up to speed with all the important sports news here on the Morning Sports Briefing with on New Zealand Sports Radio. And let's get straight into it with that golf news. And we'll start off with the sad news first. And yes, as expected, Danny Lee missed the cut at the Shires Hospitals for Children Open. And so he'll be having a couple of days rest before heading off to the next tournament over in the European Tour. We have it's the BMW PGA Championship there, and Ryan Fox was going well coming into the third round. Unfortunately, he's currently out in the course and he's 2 over so far on the third hole. So he's losing pace and has dropped back to tied 22nd. This has been Ryan's issue this season, is that he's been able to string a couple of good rounds together, but not the full 4 that you need for a tournament, and has tended to slip back after being well placed in a couple of tournaments this year. So hopefully he'll turn that round. He's only 3 holes in. He's got time to do it in this third round. Over in the LPGA, and it's the Women's PGA Championship. Yep, so one of the majors, and they've completed 2 rounds. The third round is going to be starting later. And Lydia Ko is in that one and going well. Tied at 6th at the moment at 2 under par, just 2 shots behind the leader Kim from South Korea. So good luck, Lydia. Yeah, she's well in the fight for that one there. And I'm going to hand you over to Stephen now for our weather update, traffic update, and maybe some sports birthdays.
Yeah, good morning, Paul. Probably all 3 in this case. Well, it's a grey old start right here in Auckland today. A grey, windy day for everybody. Probably just a good day for drying the washing. There's a chance there'll be a little bit of rain around, but generally it'll be quite windy today. And I would imagine, being a Sunday morning, the roads around Auckland should be very, very quiet, but you never know. Unless you go to the Avondale Flea Market this morning, where the road is always busy around that area, but I won't be going to the flea market anytime soon. However, we do have some birthdays today, and in birthdays today, we have got a former New Zealand under-19 cricket captain. We have also got a former New Zealand White Ferns cricketer, and finally, we have a man who is very, very promising on the water, and that's where we start this morning. Robbie Manson, born this day, the 11th of October, 1989, is a New Zealand rower, and he was born in New Zealand. Oh, that's interesting. He is from a family of rowers. The father, Greg, the singles lightweight champion in 1985, and also his brother, Carl, competed internationally. Now, he won a bronze medal at the 2015 World Rowing Championships. At the 2017 New Zealand Rowing Nationals at Lake Ruataniwha, he partnered with Chris Harris in the men's double sculls, no relation, by the way, and they became the national champions. Manson also became a single sculls champion, aided by the absence of Marty Drysdale and Hamish Bond in 2004. Now, in Poland, in 2017, he set a new world's best time of 6:30.74, beating Mahi Drysdale record by, 3 seconds. Moving right along, Amy Watkins, born this day, the 11th of October, 1982, and she was Amy Mason back in the day, but obviously through marriage, she's now Amy Watkins. She was born the 11th of October, 1982, and she is still a current cricketer, and she's played 2 test matches and 84 one-day internationals for New Zealand. She plays for Central Districts in the State League. She was born in New Plymouth. She's also a left-handed batter and a right arm off-spin bowler. That's a good skill to have, batting with one hand, bowling with the other. Now, she was New Zealand's leading wicket taker in the 2009 Women's Cricket Cup with 11, including the best performance of 4 for 2 against South Africa. Unfortunately, at the moment, our women's cricket team, they can't buy a win against Australia at this point in time. And finally, in birthdays, today's Mark Ellison, born this day, the 11th of October 1986, is a New Zealand cricketer. He made his first class debut for the Northern Knights in 2018 Interprovincial Championships, and that happened on the 29th of May 2018. Prior to his first class debut, he was in the New Zealand squad for the 2006 Under-19 Cricket World Cup. He made his A-list debut for Northern Districts in 2018 in the Interprovincial Cup. Boy, that's a long time between drinks for Mark Ellison, being the under-19 captain way back in 2006, but not actually making his first class debut until 2018. Well, he'll be having a couple of drinks today because it is his birthday. By my reckoning, that makes him 34 today. So happy birthday to Mark Ellison, Amy Watkins, and Robbie Manson. I will be back shortly with league news.
Thank you very much,
Steve.
Sorry about that. Everyone, I got the mute just in time so you didn't have to hear my sneeze. Yes, you wouldn't see that nowadays. That gap between between your junior and then also your first class debut. Rugby has become a much younger man's sport since then. Moving over to Roland Garros and the tennis. And a big congratulations to Iga Swiatek, who has won the French Open final against Sofia Kenin. She won 6-4, 6-1 to win that, and she has not lost a single set in the whole tournament. The 19-year-old world number 54 has gone on to win. Obviously, this is clearly her first ever Grand Slam, and she was in a lot of shock after achieving that. She was the junior Wimbledon champion a couple of years ago, and it's been a big, massive, quick rise for her in that one. The person that she beat Kenin was won the Australian Open earlier this year, and she's only 21. So she has said before that she hated clay, but to make it to the final. And it is a pretty good going on a surface that you hate. So, congratulations there again to Swiatek on her first ever Grand Slam victory. Over on the men's side of the draw, and has been a lot more predictable with Djokovic will be playing Nadal in the final. Djokovic had a tough old semi-final. It was live during the show yesterday, but against Tsitsipas, he won 6-2, 6-3, 6-2, and it looked like he was sailing through with that being two sets up. But then went 5-7, 4-6 before he won the final set 6-1 to go through there. So, Djokovic against Nadal in the final there, as I guess predicted, being number 1 and number 2 seeds. Over in the NBA, and Jimmy Butler stepped up again for the Miami Heat. Another triple-double with 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists to help his side to 111 to 108 victory. The Heat got their noses in front early and just kept themselves in front throughout the game. But boy, it was a tight one there, and that has narrowed the Lakers' lead to 3-2 in that tournament. Going to hand you over to Stephen now, because it's finals time in the NRL, the sport that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, it certainly gave a little bit before yesterday's playoff game, because the Parramatta Eels were dealt a massive blow ahead of yesterday's preliminary semi-final against the South Sydney Rabbitohs after star centre Michael Jennings tested positive for a banned substance. The Eels confirmed Jennings has been provisionally suspended after returning a positive ACE sample for Ligandrol and ibuprofen. The Tongan international returned the positive reading after a drug test taken on September the 21st, and he will now have his B sample retested. But I'll tell you what, he won't have to worry about that anymore, because his team is out of the playoffs to win the NRL championships, because the Eels were dumped out 38-24 after the Eels led by 18 points to 8 at halftime. An absolute implosion from the Rabbitohs, who actually started really, really well. In fact, it was the Rabbitohs who opened the scoring with a penalty goal to Adam Reynolds, and then we saw Jackson Polo score the first of his first 2 tries, which was converted by Adam Reynolds to give them an 8-0 lead, and then it would be all the Eels. In fact, Clint Gutherson going in for his first of 2 tries after 23 minutes, George Jennings after 24, and Clint Gutherson adding a second try in the 28th minute. All of these tries converted gave the Eels a 18-8 lead, and playing at home at Bankwest Stadium, everything looked roses, but it would be the Rabbitohs that would come out after half-time and score 30 unanswered points in 34 minutes with, tries coming to Liam Knight, Cameron Murray, Bailey Sirenen, who else scored? Jackson Polo got his second try, and also, Damien Cook actually scored a late try, so that was 24 unanswered points until George Jennings scored his second try in the 74th minute. But Damien Cook kept the win for the Rabbitohs as they ran out winners by 38 points to 24. That was really a surprising scoreline, very, very strange game. But anyway, the uptake of it all, we've got our last 4 teams. Yes, 4 teams left in the NRL. We've got the Storm, who had a week off. They play the Raiders from Suncorp Stadium next Friday night. That's a 9:50 p.m. kickoff. And, of course, the unbeaten Panthers, looking to continue this amazing record, take on the Rabbitohs at ANZ Stadium in Sydney. That's 10-10 next Saturday night. So still plenty of league action left in the NRL, and I'll just check in on those results from yesterday from the Betfred Super League. St Helens 20, Wakefield 16, Catalans too strong for Hull Kingston Rovers 34-4, and the game that hadn't started and we didn't get to report yesterday morning, Wigan 18, Warrington 14. And we'll have a quick look at the table. So both St Helens and Wigan, the 2 traditional foes, on top of the table with 20 points. In second place, Warrington with 18. And in third place, equal, are the Catalans and Leeds, beg your pardon. So if you want more extensive coverage on rugby league, tune into Wednesday night from the program that they call The Standoff. I was going to say Swinging from the Hip, but that's our cricket show on a Thursday night, Paul. So 2 different sports, folks. So there you are. That's all our league news. I'll give you more of a wrap tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great day yourself, Paul. From what I believe, you've been a busy boy out in the workplace, and you're going to be sleeping most of the day, apart from when you wake up to watch the rugby test this afternoon.
Yes, I'm looking forward to lie in. And I thought, oh, no, I've got to get up and do this show. So, yes, I'll be going back to bed after this one. Just so people know, yes, so we'll have the standoff on Wednesday. But the Swing from the Hip is going to be moving, folks. It's going to take a week off, and then it'll return on Monday evenings instead. And the Driving More show will be moving to another evening, TBD, as to when that will be at the moment. Yes, let's bring you up to date with the rugby scores now then. In the Farah Palmer Cup, the North Harbour lost to Waikato 0-62. It's been a tough season for Harbour, and Waikato going really well. In the game of the round, Counties Manukau beat Bay of Plenty 17-10. Yep, a tight one there yesterday. And today we will see Northland will take on Taranaki, and it's expected that Northland will win that one. To be honest, they've been going really well this season. Over in the Mitre 10 Cup, and yesterday we saw Taranaki go really close against Auckland, 28-29. A much closer result than I was expecting, I'll be honest. North Harbour saw off Hawke's Bay 46-10. They really have turned the corner, and you can listen to all of that with Stephen's post-match interviews on our Facebook page, New Zealand Sports Radio. The Wellington were pipped at the post by Otago, 34-35. Big result there for Otago. And then finally, Waikato beats Counties 36-13 in a game where the score probably doesn't tell how close the actual the play on the pitch was. And I'll be putting up my post-match interviews from that game later today. We obviously have the today then. In the Mitre 10 Cup, there are two games today, both at 1:15, so they finish in time for the Bledisloe Cup. We've got Tasman versus Bay of Plenty and Northland versus Southland. Yes, top of the country versus bottom of the country there in that one. But of course, the big game today is the fact that international rugby is back with the Bledisloe Cup starting at 4 o'clock today. I'll be live on Twitter, tweeting my thoughts during that one at Driving More. And also, you can join us at 8 p.m. this evening, where we'll be reviewing all the action from the Bledisloe Cup, the Mitre 10 Cup, and the Farah Palmer Cup. So do join us for that at 8 p.m. this evening for the rugby review show.
Yeah, Paul, great day yesterday at North Harbour Stadium. The boys from over the bridge are going very, very well. They must have one of the better scrums in the competition, I've got to say. And we were just talking pre-show about some of the work they've done in and around breakdown.
No, absolutely. It's one of the areas that they've been focusing on has been, if you go back and listen to the pre-season interview that I did with Sam Ward for North Harbour, and yes, they've been doing a lot of work around their technique, around tackle and breakdown time. And we saw that, last weekend when they really just didn't let Tasman have the ball by just turning it over all the time. And you were saying that's something similar they did yesterday as well against Hawke's Bay. And they're going to cause a lot of teams a lot of trouble if the other team can't get hold of the ball.
Oh, listen, they were superb. And a couple of guys that really impressed me was, the rise of Jacob Pearce. He's a big, rangy, athletic lock, and I'll tell you what, with a couple more kgs on him, we already know he's establishing himself in the Blues. But boy, this is a big call. I think he's got All Black written all over him, Paul. When you consider guys like Whitelock and Retallick are not going to be around forever, and they're going to have to look to replace guys like that. I know they've still got the likes of Putty Parkinson in the wings to come through, and Patrick Tuipulotu coming through. But I really do like the look of Jacob Pearce. I also liked the look of the man on the wing, Jared Page, as well. Now, you talk about the Blues again for next year. They're going to be looking for a fullback with both Matt Duffy, beg your pardon. Matt Duffy's the actual St. George fullback in rugby league, so he won't be playing for the Blues anytime soon. But Matt Duffy, he's moved on, and of course Beauden Barrett not available for the Blues next year. Paul, I think somebody like Jared Page could be a little bit of a shoo-in to play that fullback, given his versatility. Talking to Sam Ward, and that's an interview that I will be posting later this morning, as well as a very grumpy Gareth Evans from the Hawke's Bay Magpies, who, he was trying to exit stage right very, very quickly. And speaking of exit stage right, I think I might be exiting stage right myself. But have a great day, everybody. Enjoy that test match this afternoon. And I think Hugh Rothwell's woke up this morning and taken some medication because he's picked the Wallabies to win by 8.
Yes, We'll see, Hugh. I'll tell you, that's not where my money is. And if you check out Driving Wall versus the Bookie, which I'll be posting up after the game, you'll see where my money went and whether I've won or lost on that one. We'll see with international rugby back now. Thank you very much, Stephen, and do enjoy your day. Looking nice and sunny there as he's broadcasting from his car. For those of you who are listening on the podcast, don't forget you can download us and listen to us on the go. You can find New Zealand Sports Radio on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, all your favorite podcatchers. So you can listen to us on the go. The Snow Sports New Zealand have announced their annual awards winners. So congratulations to Perry Coulter, who is the men's Masters ski race champion, and Bonnie Teets, who is the women's Masters ski race champion. The breakthrough season goes to Margot Hackett, who for her freestyle, slopestyle, and big air skiing. The Alpine Racer of the Year is Alice Robinson. And the Adaptive Snow Sports Athlete of the Year is Corey Peters. Head over to Snow Sports New Zealand webpage or Facebook page to get all of the awards over there. In New Zealand short course championships, we've had a number of records broken by Sophie Pascoe. Sophie Pascoe, who is the greatest ever, most successful and maybe greatest ever Paralympian, New Zealand's Paralympian, with 9 golds and 6 silver medals, broke records in three of the 50-meter events in the SB8 breaststroke, the S9 freestyle, and the S9 butterfly. So congratulations to her on a good week in the swimming pool, and we hope that she's going well again next year come the Paralympics over there in Tokyo. Over in the our rugby updates already. Sorry. Over in the Giro d'Italia, in the cycling, and Simon Yates is out of the race, having tested positive for coronavirus. This is something that has been a concern, obviously, for cycling, where you've got teams who are based in all sorts of different places coming together for a race on the open roads and then traveling somewhere else to also compete. And coronavirus is obviously going to be an issue for them. He had developed very mild symptoms and was tested. Being the rest day today, there'll be everyone on the race will be tested, and we'll see if further people test positive or not. In better news, and yesterday, Alex Dowsett won the stage from a group of 6 were allowed to break away and get a big lead yesterday. Israel Startup Nation used their numbers well, as Alex had Matthias Brandl as a teammate in that group, and between the two of them, they outfoxed the rest, so that Alex Dowsett could break 20 Ks from the end and then time trial in for a solo victory. So congratulations to Alex Dowsett. He won his previous Giro d'Italia stage all the way back in 2013. So as Stephen says, a long break between drinks for him in that one, and he's looking for a contract for next season, so that'll help him on the way there. Apart from Simon Yates dropping out, no changes to the overall general classification, as the main bunch rolled in nearly 14 minutes down on that on the leading 6, and Julio Alameda of Deutsche Quickstep, of Quickstep, it's not Deutsche, De Koenig, thank you, Quickstep, sorry folks, there holds on to the lead in the general classifications. You have now started the day the best way, up to speed with all of the important home news. And Stephen would like to point out that he is not homeless, and that even though he's broadcasting from his car. No, this is because, you know what, even at 7 a.m. in the morning, he is out and about ready to go take his fitness class. Mr. Exercise over there, fitness. So yeah, he's just limbering up in the car there ready for his workout. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday and enjoy international rugby that is now back.